Hello and welcome to the TMC Newsroom. My name is Rich Tehrani. Thanks for watching us. We're in San Jose, California this week, interviewing some of the best and brightest companies in Silicon Valley. On our program is Michael Yeager, the Director of Sales in North America of QualiSystems. Michael, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So QualiSystems, I've interviewed other people from your company before. I figured you'll start off by telling us a little bit about what you guys do.
Sure. So we're actually an enterprise software company with a global presence based in Israel, and what we do is test automation and lab management software.
Great. And so your typical customers would be who?
So it's interesting. If you think about it, any customer that has hardware, either manufacturing hardware or using hardware to provide services, is a potential target for our customer, for our company. And
what sort of pain do you relieve for your customers?
I'd say the biggest challenge that our customers are facing is the increasing time and budgets in their testing effort, and then the risk of poor quality. So those are the biggest challenges that they're facing today. And I'd say the biggest driver for that is, today, the ever-increasing complexity in the products that we see out in the marketplace. And they need to test more and more to make sure that they're getting the best coverage so that they improve their product quality.
And could you give us specific industries or specific companies that are working with you?
So I'd say one of the key industries that we're working with is in networking. So in that entire ecosystem, if you think of the semiconductor vendors who provide the silicon to the network equipment manufacturers that provide their systems to the service providers, the carriers that offer their services, we can sell to all of those people in that ecosystem.
Okay, and in terms of trends, has the market been changing in the last couple years?
I'd say one of the big, the interesting thing is with the complexity, right? The people that are putting together these labs to test their environments or their hardware, it's very complex. They're trying to do more with less. The amount of equipment that they have to put in the labs, it's costing a lot of money, and how do they get the best efficiencies with that equipment? So I'd see a big trend that we're seeing, and with one of our new releases coming out here is a lot of improvement in lab management. So how do we help them improve their utilization of equipment? It's high cost equipment. A lot of times they're not even getting 20, 30% utilization of that equipment. How do they reduce power of the labs? Because a lot of times the equipment is powered up, but it's not being used. Then not to mention the lab setup. How much time does it take to set up the lab before they can even do testing? So they're manually wiring stuff up and configuring it before they do their test. And not to mention resource sharing. How do they have different people share those resources effectively? Today people are stepping on each other, unplugging devices while systems are in test.
So in terms of where your footprint is sales-wise, you also have sales outside the country?
So we have a global presence. It's headquartered in Israel. We have offices in Asia, in Europe, but we're putting a major emphasis in growing our North America market, and we've started doing that last year.
Your title actually was a hint that you were a global company, right?
That's right.
Since you're the North American guy. So yeah, it seems like a lot of companies are looking at Asia, Brazil, things like that. Those are the big markets right now for tech and telecom. So what's next?
So I'd say what's next is we have a major release coming out in September. It's really focused on our lab management offering, but also adding improvements in usability and scalability to our test automation suite.
Fantastic.
And again, I'd say one thing that's key differentiators are the integration of the lab management and the test automation. We're the only company that offers that today.
Great. Well, thanks for being on the program.
Thank you.